Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing. There we go. There we go. Testing. 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 Can you hear me? I can hear myself. That's great. Perfect. Can I hear myself in this one? I don't know. Let's find out. Hello? Can you hear me? No. Can't hear myself in this one. What if I do this? Can I hear myself now? Can I hear myself now? Nope. Maybe? No. How about now? Can I hear myself? Maybe. maybe here. Good.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Mather Park on the campus of Case Western Reserve University here in Cleveland, Ohio. Michael Goldberg, along with President Eric Kaler, with you this afternoon. A little later start than was originally scheduled, but the skies have cleared. The athletic facility and ground crew have done a great job getting the field in shape. And Eric, we're ready for Spartan softball.
We are ready indeed, Michael. I smiled when you said the skies have cleared. You've been in Cleveland a long time. It's still pretty overcast, but it's not raining.
It's just normal gray. Normal gray. So, Eric, we were chatting on the way in. We first sat together during the Spartans hosting the first round of the NCAAs 3 years ago, and we've had the opportunity to do games the last couple years, so it's great to be back in the booth. And the Spartans sitting at number 7 in the country, 17-2, 2-0 in the UAA, with 2 wins coming yesterday over these same NYU Violets.
They're off to a really terrific start. You know, Coach Henry is just fabulous in terms of recruiting and then mentoring the players when they're here. She's having a great multi-year run, and really proud to have her at Case Western Reserve.
So this is the third game of a 4-game series. The final will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. for those either tuning in or here in person. Lexi Miskey on the mound for the Spartans. We were talking before to one of the coaches about Lexi's rubber arm. It's amazing, her performance and her ability to keep going day after day out there for the Spartans.
She is an iron woman for sure. She's carried the load last year and pitched a lot of innings this year.
So Margot Lesser leading it off for NYU as we are just about to be underway here. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. Margot Lesser, a senior middle infielder out of Teaneck, New Jersey, northern New Jersey. Here's the pitch by Lexi, and it's a little high, 1-1. Lesser coming into this game hitting at .267, no homers and 3 RBIs. Lexi pitch, and it's lined off her hip. Second baseman goes and throws it and gets her out. A nice play and recovery by Gross on that play.
Boy, that is, as they say, going to leave a mark. That right into her left thigh, but she seems to be shaking it off.
And it looks like the athletic trainer is going to come and check on Lexi. It's a hard hit ball, but Kai did a nice job of recovering and tossing it over to Russo, and they just did get Lesser, who was sliding in on the play.
This is one of these times where she's really going to feel it's 49 degrees and overcast here. Once that stiffens up a little bit, it's going to be hard for her to move. But she seems shaken off, and the trainer may be convinced. Yeah, we'll see.
So Lexi off to a great start, 10-2 on the year. She's started 11 games. She has a 1.71 ERA. She's going to take a couple of practice pitches. Really the workhorse of the staff. Kylie Hosey, the other main starting pitcher for the Spartans, a sparkling 7-0 with a 2.17. So a great 1-2 combination, Miskey and Hosey. It looks like Lexi's going to be okay.
She's ready to go.
So now coming to the plate is Claire Carson, the center fielder.
Now batting, number 16, Claire Carson.
Carson is a graduate student out of Senoia, Georgia. Lexi's pitch is up and away, ball one. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Carson on the year hitting .209, has started all 16 games.
swing and a miss.
It really is hard to overestimate Lexi's importance to the team. You know, she's pitcher and rookie of the year of the conference in 2022, pitcher of the year again in 23, and All-American second team last year as well. She's a star for us.
1-2, 1 out here in the top of the first inning. And there's the pitch, and it's up and away, 2-2. In 65 innings, only 30 walks issued by Lexi. Foul back. Eric, you strategically did not park your car right behind the field today, I noticed.
Well, it took some careful thought to not park in that open space because softball will make a pretty good mark if you're not lucky. So we're safely out of range, I hope, Michael.
2-2's the count, 1 out here, and there's the pitch, and it's an off-speed delivery, fooled her, strike 3 swinging.
Wow, what a great pitch choice. Just that ball seemed to take forever to get there. She was around before the ball
Now
got there.
batting, number 5, Lizzie Smith.
So the right fielder, Lizzie Smith, with 2 outs here for NYU, comes to the plate.
So Lexi passed 400 career strikeouts earlier this season and makes her third in program history, closing in on second.
Lizzie hailing from San Jose, California, and that pitch is a little high. Eric, we were talking to some of the players about the weather that a lot of the UAA, or certainly games in Cleveland, are played in. I wonder if Lizzie Smith in San Jose is used to 40 degrees and cold.
That's a really good point, Michael. You got to think the answer to that's no. Ooh, inside pitch.
So 2-0 with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Nice crowd on hand today. Competing with the Caitlin Clark Iowa-Colorado game. And that is up and away, 3-0. As Lexi looks in to Caitlin Lamb for the sign, and here's the pitch, and it is hit into the gap, and that's going to fall for extra bases. Rounding first and heading into second base and sliding in with a double is Smith.
Yeah, Smith went with that pitch nicely, right in the right field gap, and made second base easily.
So this brings to the cleanup hitter, Alyssa Quarry. Alyssa is a first-year catcher out of Long Beach, California. There's a lot of California kids on the NYU team here.
Now batting, number 21, Alyssa Quarry.
Batting at .333 for the season. Chance with a runner in scoring position, 2 outs.
Alyssa, 6 foot tall, quite a presence there in the batter's box. And that is inside for ball 1. So runner on second, Smith, who doubled with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning as NYU looks to see if they can get a run across. That ball's fouled off. 1-1's the count. So Eric, you were just in New York the weekend before last.
We had a great alumni weekend event. We had about 150 alumni. We did some museums, some dance performance. It was really a fabulous weekend. People had a great time.
And Quarry lines it down the line, and that's going to score the run. So NYU is on the board on a single by Quarry that got past the third baseman, Barry. So NYU plays from out in front with 1-0 lead. Both hits coming with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning, Eric.
Yeah, you gotta not like 2-out rallies, and that's what they got here.
Now batting, number 30, Chloe Stone.
So Chloe Stone steps to the plate. She's the designated player. She's a first-year student, also out of California, Laguna Niguel. And she hits it to Gross, and Gross is going to put it away, and that'll do it for the Violets, but not before they put a run on the board. So in the middle of one, NYU won, the Case Western Reserve University Spartans coming to bat. Welcome back to Mather Park on the campus of Case Western Reserve University. Michael Goldberg and Eric Kaler here with you. Eric, Emily Stone on the mound for NYU.
Yeah, she's 0-1 on the year, a 6.00 ERA. So we'll see. We'll see how she fares today in this crisp, let's call it crisp, spring day in Cleveland.
So Kella Jagoda leads it off as she takes a strike. Kella hitting .317 on the year, has started all 19 games for the Spartans. And there's the pitch, and it's hit to the shortstop. Quick throw, and she is retired. So one down here in the bottom of the first inning.
Now batting, number 12, Karen Potts.
So Karen Potts, the first-year student and shortstop, leading hitter on the Spartans at .412. And I know, Eric, you'll be talking about her American Ninja Warrior performance that we both watched before today's broadcast. And she fouls it off on the left field line. So did Karen's American Ninja performance inspire you to? Is there sort of a senior circuit that you could get on, Eric?
It's more like the wheelchair games for me. The things that these young people are able to do is really quite remarkable. She's an amazing athlete.
She takes a ball to even the count at 1-1.
For those of our listeners who might not be regular American Ninja watchers, it's a complicated obstacle course competition, and the things that Karen did is really just remarkably athletic.
She hits it on one bounce to the second baseman, and she is retired.
The ball was way in on our fist. Didn't really get a chance to do much to it.
I wonder if our colleague Rick Bischoff in the admissions office, when they were reviewing Karen's application, watched her American Ninja Warrior performance. Is that something that our admissions folks take into account?
Our admissions people are incredibly thorough and incredibly careful. They do a wonderful job. I'm just not real sure it includes watching American Ninja, Michael, but we'll have to find that out.
I think Rick Bischoff loves that show. When Kai pops it into the outfield, left fielder is under it, and a 1-2-3 inning for the Violets. So that'll do it for the first inning. So at the end of one, NYU 1, Case Western Reserve nothing.
Maddie Hand.
So Maddie Hand will lead off the top of the second inning for NYU. Hand hitting at 261. There's a little bit of a pause out there. I'm not sure why.
Doors open.
Oh, yeah. The left field fence gate's open. They shut that now. We'll get underway.
So Hand 261, 3 homers, 4 RBIs. She leads the team in home runs for NYU. And there's the pitch, and it's hit on the ground. Potts picks it up and fires to first, and first out. I know we probably have a lot of NYU parents listening. Eric, we were talking to some of our players before. I guess NYU plays in a variety of different fields in New York. They don't have a softball field on campus.
Yeah, they do that for a variety of their athletic events, of course, in the city. And, just reflect on the fact that Mather Park here is really a lovely first-class softball facility for a D3, really for any division of collegiate softball. Lovely, good maintenance, great location.
So Mia Lemon, the left fielder, second best hitter on the Violet, steps to the plate with 1 out here in the top of the second inning. And that ball, it looked like it was a bit low,
Yeah.
1-1.
Low and inside for sure. Lexi is our workhorse, but she does sometimes struggle with walks, so we'll see how she's doing, particularly after that ball hit her in the first inning, whether or not that stiffened up a little bit, although we weren't in the field very long before she's back on the mound with a strike.
Good high fastball. So Mia Lemon, another player from California, making her way to the opposite coast out of Salinas, California. Interesting how well and strong UAA, I mean, obviously it reflects the strength of NYU or Case in recruiting students from all over the country and the world.
Yeah, the UAA is a jewel. First-class schools up and down the roster. We've had a long time executive director who's retiring. We're in the midst of a search for his successor and attracted some remarkably good candidates.
And there's the pitch, and it's fouled down the left field line. So they'll do it again at 2-2, 1 out, top of the second inning. NYU with the run in the first on a double and a single home by Quarry. And the Spartans went down in order. Lexi looks in. Here's the pitch, and that up and high. So full count here in the top of the second inning. Weather's always unpredictable in Cleveland in March. Fouled off. So Eric, we were talking about for our friends in New York or people who might be listening outside, Cleveland is going to be one of the best viewing spots in the country for the eclipse a week from Monday.
It certainly will be, right in the path of totality, and the city is going to be bustling with visitors that weekend in general. We're home to the Final Four of the women's NCAA basketball tournament. We've got an eclipse, and there's a ball, easy roller to shortstop. Second out.
I didn't buy my women's Final Four tickets in advance. I'm now hedging as Caitlin Clark and Iowa play right now. If Iowa is playing, there are already some very expensive tickets. So last time Cleveland hosted the Final Four, I had the chance to go. It's a great event, and Cleveland does a great job welcoming the country to our hometown.
It is a great showcase for the city, and people are excited about the event. Foul ball out of play. And of course, then just to top it off, the Guardians opening game is that same Monday, April the 8th. So it will be an interesting time in Cleveland.
It's going to be busy. They moved the start time to 5:10 to accommodate all the Eclipse viewers. And there's a shot to Karen Potts, and she puts it away. So good inning for the Spartans and Lexi as they go 1-2-3. So we'll head to the middle of the second inning. NYU 1, Case Western Reserve 0.
Bottom of the second inning for your Spartans.
Welcome back to Mather Park on the campus of Case Western Reserve University. Michael Goldberg and Eric Kaler with you. With NYU up 1-0, our good friend Eddie from the Sports Information Department mentioned, Eric, that yesterday the Spartans didn't have any problem scoring runs, and today it's a little more challenging.
Yeah, they can come in batches, so we'll see. It is a matter of getting warmed up a little bit here too. It's still a bit raw outside.
So Stevie Rieger, the cleanup hitter, comes to the plate. Stevie, a senior outfielder out of Napoleon, Ohio. I see Stevie all the time. She also works at the Veal Gym, so I see her around. Great member of our student athlete community as she takes strike 2.
Stevie's a biochemistry major, Michael, pre-physician assistant track, and is a pre-physician assistant part-time as well.
And there she goes, hits it right up the middle on an 0-2 count. Nice piece of hitting by Stevie Rieger.
Now batting. Number
Rieger having a nice year so far at the plate. It's third leading hitter on the Spartans at 370, and that brings Biz Berry to the plate. Biz also hitting above 300 at 314. Stevie is a threat to steal. She's stolen 9 bases on 10 attempts so far this year, Eric.
Yep, she is really enjoys taking that lead and running. We'll see how they play her.
And that ball's
There she
high.
goes.
There goes Stevie. The throw down, and that goes into center field. Stevie hops up, but she'll stay at second. Nice jump there, and no chance on the throw. So Spartans have their first runner in scoring position for Biz Berry. 1-0, Eric. Do you think she might lay down a bunt here?
It wouldn't surprise me a bit to see to get the wheels rolling here, and Stevie can certainly steal third too. We've seen that happen.
So Spartans with their first hit. Runner on second. Nobody out. Berry looks to square, and that's a called strike on the outside corner.
Biz is from Plymouth, Minnesota, suburbs of Minneapolis, northern suburbs of Minneapolis.
She does have 2 sacrifices on the year. And here's the pitch by Stone, and that's high. Stevie with a healthy jump out there, but heads back to second.
He's halfway to third, Michael. She's ready to go.
So 2-1, nobody out here. Stevie Rieger is on second for the third baseman, Biz Berry. Squares to bunt, and she pops it up, and it's fouled. Diving attempt and a muddy uniform there by the catcher, Quarry. So 2-2. I'll take the bunt out of play, most likely. Berry's going to try to move that runner over any way she can. Barry squaring, pulls it back, and hits it right up the middle. Nice catch by Stone. Throws it into second, but it goes into center field. But Rieger will stay. So unlucky there by Biz Barry.
Now batting number 25, Elena Davis.
They do leave the middle of the field wide open, but ball was not high enough to get over the pitcher.
So Elena Steffes steps to the plate. First-year student out of Findlay, Ohio. I've been to Findlay. And that ball is perhaps a little high. Ball one. Did a talk at the University of Findlay a few years ago, a couple hours from Cleveland. And here's the pitch by Stone, and that is up and in.
She is a freshman, as you mentioned, majoring in chemical engineering. An excellent major choice, if I say so myself, Michael.
Love those chemies.
We stick together.
2-0, one out here in the bottom of the second inning. Here's Stone's pitch, fouled away.
That might have reached the parking lot.
That's what I was thinking. The parking lot that you originally were thinking about parking in and chose against. Steffes on the year hitting at .391. That's 23 at bats. And that ball is up and out of the strike zone. So 3-1 the count. Good hitters count here for the first-year student out of Findlay.
She umpires the youth leagues 10 to 14 and under in the summertime, so she's probably got a pretty good eye for where that pitch is in the box or not.
And here's the 3-1 delivery, and that is ball four. So good patience there by Steffes. 2 runners on for Bella Russo, Eric.
Bella
Now batting
Russo.
number 11, Bella Russo.
The fun fact about Bella is that she did Irish dancing growing up, and according to her teammates, she still has it.
So Bell, and that ball gets away from the catcher. Both runners will advance. That'll go as a pass ball. So 2 runners in scoring position for Bella Russo. Ball one. Bella hitting 298 on the year with power, and that's outside. Bella has 6 RBIs, yet to homer, but has excellent power. That ball's outside, 3-0. You think Coach Henry will give her the green light here, Eric?
I think she will.
She looks down for the sign. So NYU up 1-0, but the Spartans looking to answer here with 2 runners in scoring position. Here's the pitch by Stone. Catches the outside corner for strike. So 3-1's the count. Looked like Bella was taken all the way.
Yeah, she looked like it, but it's a hittable ball, of course.
And here comes the delivery by Stone. Ball 4. So Bella Russo trots down to first. And now stepping to the plate, catcher Caitlin Lamb.
Bases loaded. 1 out. Fun time of the game.
So Caitlin, 5'9", out of Bolingbrook, Illinois. Also another kind of student I see around campus often. Great attitude, always friendly in the starting lineup today. And that is in tight, ball 1.
It is interesting. She's been pitching consistently on that her right-hand side of the plate. Ball starts in the middle, tails in and drops. So her placement is reproducible. It's just not exactly where she needs it to be.
Here's the pitch to Caitlin, and she drives it down the right field line, and it just foul. Spartan runners will have to return to their bases, and Bella Russo thought it was fair, but they will get to run again, so they'll all head back to their bases.
Nice chance to limber up in the brisk afternoon grayness. So back in the mound, we'll do it again.
So Caitlin has 2 homers on the year, 4 RBIs. Hitting at .244, started 18 games for the Spartans after being in a reserve role for much of her Spartan career for this year. Here's the pitch by Stone, and she drives it again down the right field line and foul. So 1-2 the count, 1 out, bases are loaded. Rieger is on third, Barry on second, Russo on first. Rieger singled, and 2 walks in the inning have loaded the bases for the Spartans. Here's the pitch by Stone. And the line to the second baseman. She's going to think about coming home, but goes to first. So Caitlin Lamb out on the play, but does her job driving in the first Spartan run.
Fortunately, got a good jump off third base, so throw home was going to be too late.
So Coach Henry looks like she's going to put a pinch hitter in. So now coming out of the dugout is Savannah Gazda, senior, will be coming to hit. Savannah has played in 8 games, 16 at-bats, 4 hits, hitting at .250 on the year. Savannah out of Mount Prospect, Illinois.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Now batting for Case Western Reserve, number 8, Savannah Gazda.
Any fun facts on Savannah for us, Eric?
She is doing some interesting things. She's majoring in political science and international studies. It's a pre-law track we have, at the same time pursuing a Master's of Arts in Military Ethics with a minor in Arabic. I believe she keeps herself pretty busy in the classroom and is a good contributor to our team. Was a pitcher last season, actually.
So, like the pitching coach for NYU wanted to talk things over with Emily Stone. 1-1's the score as the Spartans have evened the game here in the bottom of the second on an RBI ground out by Caitlin Lamb. Spartans with 2 runners in scoring position as Gazda, the pinch hitter, batting from the left-hand side. Now with 2 outs. And that is outside. Coach Henry would love to get a couple more runs here. And that ball is low. 2-0. Good patience there by Gazda. Stone takes a step back. Here's the pitch. Up and away, 3-0. First base is open. It'll be interesting to see if Stone gives her anything good to hit.
We'll see. She does throw the ball low and tailing away from left-handers, and there it is again, ball 4.
Oh,
Well,
strike.
Well, I guess that's why I'm not an umpire.
That's right. It's a strike on the outside corner. 3-1 is the count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning as pinch hitter Savannah Gazda. And she hits it between the hole. That'll score one. Here comes the second to the plate. Russo slides in, and she's there as Gazda hustles down to second. So great piece of hitting by Savannah Gazda, Eric.
Great piece of hitting. Right in between the third baseman and the shortstop, and left field picked up. Nice throw in. Close play at the plate, but ultimately safe. And
Now batting, number 13, Kella Jagoda.
we're up 3-1, 2 outs.
It's amazing how great coaching is when you pinch hit the right player and gets that key hit at the right time, making Josie Henry's move look great.
Yeah, pays off.
So back to the top of the lineup, Kella Jagoda. Kella is a slap hitter or a slapper.
Yeah, she does like to come up out of the box and, as you say, slap at it. She is not the tallest player on the team, and that strike zone can be hard to find. She's listed at 4'11", Michael. I think that might not be too generous, but
So the Spartans now lead 3-1, having scored 3 here in the bottom of the second inning. And there's the pitch, and she hits it down the left field line, playable, and a nice catch by the left fielder.
By the left fielder,
Mia
stretched
Lemon.
herself out right at the foul line. Might have landed foul.
So that'll
Nice
do
play.
it for the Spartans, but they get 3 on 2 hits and 2 walks. So at the end of 2, the Spartans 3, NYU 1. We'll be back after a break. Welcome back to Mather Park. We do have a lineup change. Savannah Gazda will stay in the game as the designated player, and Alina Steffes will move to right field, and the right fielder Nyla Durham, will head to the bench. So keeping that hot bat in the lineup after her pinch hit 2 RBI. For the Spartans as we head to the top of the third, Eric.
Ball 1.
So the batter is Nicole Cicchetti. Cicchetti from Sterling, New Jersey, first-year player.
Batting .219.
Miski's pitch is outside, 2-0 to the number 9 hitter. A little bit of drizzle here at Mather Park. Good to be inside. Lexi's pitch is fouled away. So Cicchetti has started all 13 games for NYU. Has 4 RBIs on the year. Two and one's the count, and that is inside to the number 9 hitter. 3-1 is the count. Nobody out here in the top of the third inning. And that pitch is inside, and the first walk, I believe, of the game issued by Lexi as Cicchetti heads
Now
down to
batting
first.
number 11, Margot Lesser.
So, Eric, we were chatting a bit before the game in terms of Spartan Sports of the men's basketball team appearance in the Sweet 16.
It's exciting. They had another good year. Coach is doing a good job over there with that team too. It's nice to see that we've been able to take advantage of the COVID transfer rules too. You know, we had 3 outstanding grad transfers on the team again this year, and that rule, of course, expires for next season, so it'll be back to a more conventional 4 years of eligibility. But we'll see. I think Todd's got that team in a really good spot, and again, a very competitive UAA in men's basketball.
So it looks like, was it a pitch clock violation by Lexi? And there's a bit of a pause out there at the moment. Looks like they're getting a towel for her hand.
In the ball.
So with a little bit of drizzle out there, it'll be interesting to see what impact this has. Lexi takes a towel with her. Looks like she's ready to go. Wonder if she had a little bit of hard time holding the ball on the walk to Cicchetti. At the top of the order, Margot Lesser 0 for 1 on the day. And she bunts it, picked up by Bella Russo, and the tag is made. She throws it down, but not in time to get the runner at second. It's a nice job there by Margot Lesser. That'll go as a sacrifice, and that'll bring the center fielder, Claire Carson, to the plate.
Now batting number 16, Claire Carson.
Yeah, that'll go in the book as a sacrifice. As you say, I think the ball went about 4 feet, but they look the same in the book.
So 1 down here in the top of the 3rd inning. Runner on second is Cicchetti as the Claire Carson steps to the plate. Swing and a miss. This is admissions week. I know the regular decision folks who applied to Case Western Reserve University heard their decisions. Eric, lots of parents and admitted students on campus this week.
Lots of tours, always good to see, and our tour guides do such a good job. Narrating while walking backwards is not a skill I have, but these young people do a terrific job and represent us very, very well.
And that ball is hit into center field. Jagoda is under it and makes the catch, and that'll be 2 away. The runner is unable to advance. I think we were talking about it. Obviously, the athletic teams represent this diversity in every sense of the word. The geography, and I was around campus this week and talking to parents. I mean, it really is amazing. Whether it's our school, obviously NYU recruits from all over. It's just neat to see what was once, at least for our campus, very much of at least majority Ohio students. Now we're drawing from everywhere.
Yeah, we literally draw from everywhere in the world. About 15% of our entering class is from the state of Ohio. In that, as you mentioned years ago, was much more balanced towards students not only from Ohio but from Northeast Ohio. So that is no longer the case.
And I know you travel quite a bit representing the university and engaging with alums. I mean, the fact that we have so many alums all over the place, New York, California, they then become great advocates and feeders of additional students.
They sure do. Particularly our San Francisco Bay Area group is very well connected and actively host and help recruit students. And you know, we have a lot of very successful alumni, and that's not a bad role model.
Oh, and it's driven into left field. Rieger comes up with it quickly, and the runner's going to have to hold at third. The throw down to second, and Caitlin Lamb just airmailed it into center field, and that's going to allow the run to score. As Lizzie Smith heads to third. Ill-advised throw there by Caitlin Lamb.
It did get away from her, and do have to wonder, the ball is wet and a little dirty, hard to get a good grip on it. And she did just sail it.
So instead of first and third, the Violets get a run, and Smith advances all the way to third on that errant throw. So now the Violets looking to see if they can get that evening run home, and the coach is going to want to chat about it here as the pitching coach comes out for the Spartans, or if that's Josie, I can't see. Josie in her winter hat. It's hard to recognize her. So Lizzie Smith with her second hit of the game. That will not go as an RBI. That'll be an error on Lamb on the throw. But Smith hitting in the 3-hole for NYU has 2 hits on the day. Now, Eric, next year, I know previously because of your presidency at the University of Minnesota and you're involved in NCAA athletics, lots of changes in the power conferences, including the Stanfords and the Berkeleys and some of the Pac-10 schools beginning to having to travel across the country for their matches. What does it mean? I mean, the Big Ten, obviously, there's closer proximity, but you're overseeing a university where our conference also means getting on planes and travel. What does that mean for student athletes?
Well, it boils down to a time management challenge, and one of the real virtues of experience as a student athlete is the opportunity to develop those time management and priority setting skills. It's one reason that a large number of C-suite individuals played college athletics at one level or another, because you're a great set of management skills for yourself.
And that gets away, and it looks like it was a foul ball. Okay, Quarry did get a piece of that. So Smith tried to hustle home, but she'll be sent back to third.
But for the larger conferences, the Big Ten, and which of course is now the big however many 18. That's a coast-to-coast conference. You got teams in Los Angeles and teams in New Jersey. So those travel schedules will be very challenging, and particularly for the Olympic sports, I imagine we'll see a lot more tournaments. Inside pitch there, Michael. Did it get her?
She hit it off her hand, but she was swinging. I don't know what, she's going down to her coach. She swung. It hit her bat and her hand, so she's trying to shake it off. That will not be considered a hit by pitch, as she made contact with the bat and her hand as the ball came in. She's just trying to shake it off. Looks like it's hard to tell if the rain is still coming down as Eddie looks out. No, just a little bit of drizzle here. As we look at the scoreboard, I always feel like it should be sponsored by someone, when here's the Guardians and the Athletics tied at 2 in the third inning. I was going to get a Caitlin Clark score for our viewers, although they may be watching. Iowa with a 48-35 lead at the half. Let's see how many points Clark has. 7 of 11 from the field, 15 points, just 1 3-pointer to date. It's amazing to see how she has really captivated the nation with her.
It is interesting to see, when you start to read stories about the controversy around officiating, whether or not it's biased for or against her.
And there's a wild pitch, and here's a throw home, and she is in there. So a bunch of self-inflicted wounds here for the Spartans on an 0-2 count. Miskey throws it over the head of Lamb, and that's Violets are able to tie the score at 3.
Yeah, two missteps move that runner around the bases.
So 1 and 2 the count here on Query, and she lines it to short, and Potts puts it away. But the Violets get 2. 1 hit and a couple of errors do the damage. So at the end of, or the middle of 3, it's NYU 3, Case Western Reserve University Spartans 3. We'll be right back.
Number 12, Karen Potts.
Welcome back to Mather Park. Michael Goldberg and Eric Kaler. We're going to have a new catcher for NYU coming in. This is number 22, Lily Candelaria, a senior out of Hampton Bays, New York. In the previous inning, Alyssa Query fouled one off her hand, and it looks like that'll be the end of her afternoon as Candelaria comes in. Candelaria's played in 9 games on the year.
22
There was a pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates many years ago, John Candelaria. I wonder if there's any relation. So the heart of the lineup for the Spartans, it'll be Potts, Kai Gross, and Stevie Rieger coming up this inning as the Spartans look to try to bounce back.
Your attention, please. Now catching for the Violets, number 22, Lily Candelaria.
Been a little confusion here, and
John Candelaria is 70 years old as we get. Maybe this is his granddaughter.
Lily might be his granddaughter. That would be a
Candy
trivia
Man.
find.
Yeah. Let's see. Everybody's got a Wikipedia page.
Once again,
Feel
ladies
free to
and
tweet
gentlemen,
us here if you have any info on the
number
Candelaria
12,
relation.
Karen Potts.
So Karen Potts coming to the plate. Potts 0 for 1 on the day, and she grounds it to the second baseman. Throws her out. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning as Kai Gross steps to the plate.
Now batting number 17, Kylie Gross.
Kai 0 for 1 on the day. Kai moved over from shortstop to second base this year.
Very athletic family. Has a cousin, Ben, who's on our men's tennis team. Our defending national championship men's tennis team in Division III, by the way.
I will say, as much as I love our men's tennis team, last weekend I liked them a little bit less because my wife and I played in the Case Pickleball tournament. We were doing quite well until we, in the Elite 8, we unfortunately got matched up against Diego Maza and Michael, I think Sahanto is his name. That'd be the #1 men's doubles team. And they beat us.
How'd that go for you?
It didn't, it didn't go well.
No.
It didn't go well. 11-0 was the final score as Kai hits it to the second baseman and they throw her out. Good turnout there. Actually, I was going to text you, Eric, to see if you and Karen. I know Karen has been saying she's interested in pickleball, but
we play a little pickleball. It is it's one of those great sports that you can know nothing about at noontime and play well by 5 o'clock. Or at least think you play
in
well.
Quotes, exactly.
Yeah.
Stevie Rieger coming up. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Stone is settling in a bit for NYU. Spartans 3 runs on 2 hits, and they have an error. NYU 3 runs on 3 hits. That's ball 1 on Stevie Rieger. Stevie from Napoleon, Ohio. I've met her parents at previous games as they make the trip here, and it's an inside.
She's back to her same location there, an inside to a right-handed batter and low. She's getting up and more in the center when she has more success. And we'll see if she can get back to that.
2-0 is the count. 2 outs here. And that is upstairs for 3-0. Rieger singled her last trip up, stole second, and ended up coming around for the first Spartan run. And she's taken all the way, and that's ball 4. Wouldn't be surprised to see her run. Stole a base in the first time in the last inning.
Now batting number 6, Ms. Berry.
And Alyssa Quarry's back from getting a little attention. Big bag of ice on that hand, which hopefully she's okay.
Particularly with a substitute catcher in there. See if they test her right off the bat. And there goes Stevie Rieger, and the ball is lined into right field. That's a base hit. Rieger on the move, but she'll stop at second. Good throw there by the right fielder for NYU, Lizzie Smith.
Great throw by right field.
Now batting.
But a nice piece of hitting there by Barry, and Elena Steffes comes to the plate.
Let's see if Case Western can get their own little 2-out rally going here. We've got some fan-supplied walk-up music here for her.
Nice. Welcome to the danger zone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like from our era.
We're dating ourselves now.
Here's the pitch by Stone. Inside. Stevie Rieger walked, and Biz Berry with a single to right. 2 runners on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. The game is tied at 3. And that ball is high, 2-0. Rieger with a nice secondary lead, but isn't going anywhere. You never want to run into that 3rd out at third base.
You sure don't. So they're not going to do that. I think just wait to see if she puts it in play one way or another.
Stone's delivery, and that's outside. So 3-0 on Steffes. Bella Russo waits on deck. Steffes walked in her first at bat. Expect her to be taking here. And that's strike 1 down the middle of the plate. Josie Henry sends a signal down, and 3-1's the count. Here's the pitch by Stone, and that is high. So second walk of the day by Steffes, loading the bases for Bella Russo.
Now batting, number 11, Bella Russo.
So Bella walked in her last at bat, hitting from the left-hand side.
Bella's from Amherst, New York, majoring in neuroscience.
Here's the pitch by Stone, and that is called strike on the inside corner.
She doesn't come inside on lefties very often, but she did that time. We'll see if that was on purpose or not.
And here's the pitch. That's also high and tight. 1-1. So the university will be closing officially for the eclipse a week from Monday. Fouls it off. But there's obviously a lot of programming and excitement around the eclipse on campus.
There is a lot of programming. We have a lot of visitors on campus, and we decided that the potential for traffic and congestion is such that we would not hold undergraduate and most graduate classes.
And there is a pitch just outside. Good take
was
by
close.
Bella. So 2 outs. Count 2-2. Bases are loaded for the Spartans here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Score tied 3-3. And it is lined to the shortstop. It'll be an easy play, throw over to first, and that will get them out of the inning. So the Spartans threaten, but they leave them loaded at the end of 3. Case Western Reserve University 3, New York University 3. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Mather Park on the campus of Case Western Reserve University. Michael Goldberg, Eric Kaler, top of the 4th inning, as coming to the plate is Chloe Stone, the designated player. 0 for 1 on the day. And she lines it straight back. As Miski gets ahead on the count. Here's Lexi's pitch, and that is high, 1-1. Good pitch. Strike swinging. So the game stats tied at 3. Each team with 3 hits. The Spartans had an error. Spartans have left 4 on the day.
Lexi is not having a great game today. 3 hits so far, but you have to wonder if that line drive she took off her left thigh early in the game is bugging her a little bit. Seems smoothly. Motion seems smooth, and that left leg is the one she lands on, so she's probably feeling that pull a little bit.
And it's line down the line foul. So Lexi has 47 pitches on the day. Has given up 3 runs, 2 of them earned. 1 walk, only 1 strikeout, which is low for her. Maybe right, Eric, that early taking one off the hip or thigh may have impacted her. The weather also probably not helping.
Yeah, I know, but she's a competitor, and she's considerably younger than we are, Michael. Probably not bothering it at all.
Strike 3 swinging. Good, strong heater. And that's 1 out. Second strikeout of the day for Lexi.
Number 12, Maddie Hand.
So Maddie Hand comes to the dish.
I think that gives her 440 career strikeouts, and that puts her about 90 behind the first place record holder.
That ball's fouled away. Maddie Hand, a senior. Simi Valley, which is in the Bay Area, I believe. Here's Lexi's pitch. That is low. So what percentage of your time, Eric, are you traveling, engaging with alumni kind of outside of the region?
Well, we do a lot of it. My wife Karen and I, and she's just an absolutely terrific ambassador for the university. We enjoy doing that, and it's ramped up. As you know, we're raising funds for building an interdisciplinary science and engineering building on the Case Quad, and we find a lot of people very excited about that project and willing to contribute. So I spend probably the past several months, it's close to a third of my time on fundraising in one form or another.
Right.
It's an important part of the job.
Yeah, I know. Certainly, alums are excited to hear about what's happening on campus, and as much as oftentimes they like hearing from adults like you and I mean, they love hearing from students and engaging with students as well. It's been
and
fun.
We have so many terrific students and young alums that are just, I like to say if you could buy stock in these young people, you would. They're just so well motivated and becoming well prepared and go out in the workforce and succeed in every imaginable field. It's really very rewarding to see, actually, Mike.
Yep, absolutely. So 2-2, 1 out as Lamb headed to the dugout for a brief moment. She is back behind the plate. Here's Lexi's pitch, and it is lined into the gap, but the right fielder is going to be there, and Steffes makes the play.
2 outs.
So NYU in for 4 games this weekend. They arrived on Thursday night and will play the, hopefully weather permitting, the final game of the series tomorrow at 11 a.m. here at Mather Park for those who will be tuning in or hopefully coming on down to campus. And that's fouled back. And there's a lot of camaraderie that happens on road trips from hopefully the NYU team is enjoying Cleveland even despite the weather this weekend, getting to know other cities in the UAA. It's Lexi's pitch, also fouled back. So 0-2, 2 outs here in the 4th inning.
A little cheerleading going on in the NYU dugout. Get their teammate geared up.
The pitch to Lemon is up and away. Mia Lemon 0 for 1 on the day. Left fielder. Lexi looks in. And I think she got called for a pitch count delay again. Or I mean a delay. It's funny, I was thinking that, Erica. She was taking her time looking in there, but she gets called for a ball on the delay, and here comes Josie Henry up, and maybe not.
Josie doesn't look too happy. She should make a trip to the mound, and
Okay.
the umpire's not going to let her. Interesting.
Okay. Eddie, there's a certain number of mound visits you're allowed. Is that?
So change them a bit, and it depends on if the fielder calls one or if the coach calls one. I wonder if that was specific to the pitch clock violation, though.
Lexi's pitch, and it is fouled. It'll remain 2-2. It's chilly out there with a little bit of drizzle, and again, we've seen Lexi sharper, but she is battling.
Yeah, she's putting in a great effort today. She clearly doesn't have her best stuff, but she's competing.
And that ball is low to the number 8.
Full count, 2 outs.
Sorry.
Like two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Yeah, Lemon. Where's number 8? She's the 7th hitter in the lineup. Emma Aridi is on deck. Here's the pitch, and it almost hit her. But either way, it's going to be... Did it hit her? It did hit her.
Hit by pitch.
So she's going to go head down to first base. She shakes it off. So Emma Aridi, the third baseman.
Number 7, Emma Aridi.
Aridi is a sophomore out of Watchung, New Jersey.
Hitting 267 on the season.
It's played in 8 games, started 5.
No home runs, 1 RBI. So let's.
And she pops it up. Bella Russo's going to call it and put it away, and that'll do it for NYU. So they leave a runner stranded, and at the middle of 4, NYU 3, Case Western Reserve University 3. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Mather Park, Case Western Reserve University, Cleveland, Ohio. Michael Goldberg, Eric Kaler. We are heading to the bottom of the 4th inning, knotted at 3. Spartans took the doubleheader yesterday. NYU giving them a battle today as Caitlin Lamb, who singled in her last at bat, comes to the dish. Takes strike 1. I know Caitlin's involved with the hidden opponent with my former student, Sydney Schenk. Works with student athletes and mental health. And she lines it into the gap into left center field. This could be extra bases. Lamb legging it for second. The throw comes in, and she'll stand up with a double. So Caitlin Lamb gets the Spartans going here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So there's a pause here, as most likely Coach Henry will put in Jordan Manwaran for some speed out there, replacing Caitlin Lamb. And here comes Jordan. So Caitlin Lamb with a nice piece of hitting to get things going for the Spartans with a runner in scoring position and nobody out.
Running for the Spartans at second base. Number 4, Jordan Warren. Now batting, number 8.
Jordan is
Savannah
a senior
Gaza.
catcher out of Plano, Texas.
She's a neuroscience and psychology major, and she replaced on the field one UAA All-American with another.
And the pitch is outside to Gazda. Gazda came on as a pinch hitter in the second inning and delivered with an RBI single that's plated 2 to give the Spartans the lead. Gazda shows bunt, and she pulls it back, and that's going to be a ball. Gazda does not have a sacrifice on the year to date. Here's the pitch. She shows bunt, and she gets it down, but it's foul. So 2-1, nobody out.
Just a little bit foul, unfortunately. Great placement otherwise. Good execution. Just pushed it a little bit too hard.
Here's the pitch, showing bunt, and she gets it down, and it's a good one. Stone's only play is to first, and Gazda does her job, and Jordan Warren over to third base. So runner at third with just one out, Eric.
Number 13, Kella Jagoda.
And Warren did just scoot down there. She's got great speed on the base pass.
So Kella Jagoda, top of the lineup. Kella 0 for 2 on the day. Great opportunity here for the Spartans to get back ahead. Infield is in for NYU. And Kella swings and fouls it off. Spartan bench is up, cheering, trying to urge their teammates to get a run in. Aridi is well in on at third base for the Violets, as is Maddie Hand, and that ball is high, as you mentioned. Kella stands under 5 foot, so a lot of the pitches are high.
Yeah, she gets a lot of high pitches, that's for sure, but compact and powerful. She'll connect on that ball if it gets down there to her.
1-1, 1 out. Warren is the runner on third. Here's the pitch, and that ball's fouled off. Kella only with 6 strikeouts and 63 at bats, so she makes contact. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And she does strike out, so jinxed her, Eric.
You did. I just had my mouth open to say I wish I hadn't have said that, and she went down.
Now batting, number 12, Karen Potts.
So Karen Potts with 2 outs as Warren down at third.
She is definitely due for a hit. Let me put a jinx on her the other way, Michael. Karen is due. I'm not want to see another ground ball to second base out of her.
Stone's delivery, and it's up and away, ball 1. And here's the pitch, and it is hit to second base, Eric. Thanks a lot for jinxing.
We're really helping out here this inning, aren't we? My goodness gracious.
So the Spartans leave Jordan Warren Stratton. So after 4, knotted at 3, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Mather Park on the campus of Case Western Reserve University. Caitlin Lamb checks back into the game as the catcher for Man Warren. And leading off is Nicole Cicchetti, second baseman, and the number 9 hitter. And she fouls it back.
I don't think anybody tweeted us about her potential grandfather.
Oh, that would be Lily Candelaria. That's the catcher. This is Nicole Cicchetti, who knows? She also may come from baseball stock. And then she lines it into the gap in center field. Jagoda comes there, so NYU with a leadoff hitter aboard.
You do have some baseball trivia, Michael. That's impressive to know.
Now batting, number 11.
So
Margot
to the top of the
Lesser.
lineup, Margot Lesser 0 for 1 on the day. Did have a sacrifice. Be interesting to see if she sacrifices again here, Eric. Coming into the game, she's had one sacrifice before today, and there's a pitch, and she takes after showing bunt. So 1-0. Cicchetti on first. Cicchetti on the season does not have a stolen base or an attempt. And here's the pitch, and another attempt, and it pulls it back, and Caitlin Lamb throws it down to first a little errantly, but it hits the runner, so it doesn't get away, and she gets up slowly. That probably stung.
That probably did sting again, yeah.
She may have jammed her hand, according to our friend Eddie here. She shakes it off. So Caitlin Lamb a little wild behind the plate in terms of she threw one into center field that allowed NYU to get a run, and on that one hit the runner but didn't go anywhere.
I don't know if it's the actual size of Isabella's first baseman's mitt or the fact that it's white, but it does look like the biggest baseball glove I've ever seen.
That as well. Here's the pitch by Lexi, and that's in there for a strike. So Lesser has shown bunt on 3 consecutive pitches, but pulled back. Be interesting to see what she does here. 2-1. Cicchetti on first. Nobody out for NYU in the top of the 5th inning, and she takes a strike. Did not show bunt. So 2-2 the count. Lesser will be undoubtedly swinging away. 267 coming into today's contest. Lexi's pitch is swing and a miss.
Nice strikeout.
It's a good punch out there by the Spartan pitcher.
Now batting, number 16, Claire Carson.
So Claire Carson, the center fielder, 0 for 2 on the day. Yeah, interesting that NYU did not get a bunt down there to put a runner in scoring position. Here's the hit, and she's going to bunt and pop it up, and Biz Berry is there. Oh, and she throws it away into right field, but backed up well there by Steffes. The Spartans quite sloppy with some of their throws today, Eric.
Well, cold and damp is not your friend to getting a good grip on a softball, but it was nice backup by the right fielder, just like you're supposed to, and most people.
Now batting, number 5, Lizzie Smith.
So Lizzie Smith has been all sorts of problems for the Spartans today. 2 for 2 on the day. Has half of the NYU hits. And she hits it into center field, and it's deep but playable for Jagoda, and that'll do it. So a leadoff runner for NYU is stranded, and the Spartans will come to bat in the bottom of the 5th. The score tied 3-3. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back to Mather Park. We have a pitching change. Number 14, Jesse Worthman is on the hill. Another Californian from Santa Clara, California. Jesse has appeared in 5 games,
Now pitching for the
4.20 ERA, 1 and 2,
Jesse Worthman.
and in 13 inning pitch, 12 walks and 10 strikeouts. Eric.
Well, let's see what she's got today in this kind of weather you don't ever get in Santa Clara, California.
Interesting with so many Californians on the team.
Yeah, we were talking with some of the women before the game that we tend to attract some upper Midwestern players who are used to playing in these kind of conditions. And if you're coming from California, you're not. And it takes a little getting used to learn to play in the cold. Bat feels different. Obviously harder to grasp the ball.
Number 17, Kylie Gross.
Eric, how often, many of the UAA schools like in NYU, obviously WashU, Carnegie Mellon, excellent top-tier research universities, strong academics. How often are you in contact with other UAA presidents and about?
We all the AAU presidents meet twice a year, April and October. There we go.
And that ball drops in, lead-off hit there for Kai Gross. Just a little check swing, seeing eye single. So nice job by Kai.
A terrific start. And so since all of the UAA schools are also members of the Association of American Universities, the top leading research universities in the country, we see each other there. So we tend to have a little pre-meeting twice a year.
And the head of the AAU, our former president.
Yeah, Barbara Schneider.
So Stevie Rieger coming to the dish. And Stevie lines it, and there's a single hard hit past the third baseman. So back-to-back singles by the Spartans, and Case Western Reserve is in business here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Third baseman's trying to shake off that stinger, too. I think she didn't have time to get her glove around on that ball and a little bit on her bare hand. And again, and I keep talking about this weather, but on a day like this, that's going to hurt.
NYU coach is out there to have a chat. Head coach
third base is
Paula James.
Unforgiving position. That ball was there on her in a millisecond.
So this will be interesting with Biz Berry coming to bat. Eric, would you expect Biz to lay down a bunt, get the runners in scoring position?
Yeah, still no outs. I don't know. First and second, I think she'll swing away.
The relief pitcher has not gotten much, and there's pops up. Oh, and there's an out. Tough luck. Oh, and it's going to be a double play as Rieger caught off first base, didn't look down. It's a killer.
Ouch. So yeah, it turned out she was going to bunt, Michael, but that was a disastrous play for us.
So the Spartans go from first and second with nobody out, and on one pitch, a double play on a pop bunt, and Rieger picked off first. So Steffes is the hitter, and there's a pitch in there. You know, Jesse Worthman comes in, gives up 2 quick hits, and basically the Spartans bail her out by that popping up that bunt. That's outside. 1-1's the count. So tough weather conditions, but sloppy play by the Spartans today. And that ball is low to Steffes. Isabel Russo is on deck. Bottom of the 5th inning, score tied at 3. And that ball is low to 3-1. Here's the pitch, and that's a called strike. So 3-2, 2 outs here. Kai Gross on second. Good speed out there. Steffes at the plate. Here's the pitch. And it's popped up mile high. Left fielder is coming under it and makes the play, and that'll do it. So the Spartans waste 2 early runners and do not score. So at the bottom of 5, Case Western Reserve 3, NYU 3. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Mather Park. Top of the 6th inning. NYU and Case knotted at 3. Michael Goldberg and Eric Kaler with you. Lily Candelaria, the backup catcher, who came into the game as after Alyssa Query was injured. It's her first at bat on the day. Miskey still out there for the Spartans, and that ball's popped up and out of play. Miskey at this point, 74 pitches, Eric, over 5 innings.
On a raw and blustery day, she is a workhorse.
4 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, a wild pitch and a hit batsman. So 2 strikes on Candelaria. And she gets it and ropes it to Stevie Rieger is back on the track. It goes over her head, and that's going to be a double. Rieger was there. It looks like she was going to be able to make the play, but just eluded her.
Yeah, it just maybe it sailed a little bit on her at the end, but it does seem like she could have gone back one more step against the wall and made the catch. But anyways, runner on second base, no out.
Candelaria hitting .077 before that double. Just 1 hit in the campaign, and that was an 0-2 pitch, so Miskey probably wants that one back.
Yeah, I think she does.
So we have a pinch hitter coming into the game, Eric. Number 15, Alexa Veery. Alexa, first-year student out of Bettendorf, Iowa. And that's it for Lexi Miskey. And we're going to see a relief pitcher in Hosey.
Attention, please. Now batting for New York, number 15, Alexa Very.
Hosey, 26.
Thanks, sir.
So
Ladies and gentlemen, once again,
Kylie Hosey making her 8th appearance or 11th appearance on the year, 7-0, has started 8 games, and Lexi her pitch count was getting up, and Coach Henry decided to go the bullpen. So last year, Eric, the Spartans only lost 2 UAA games the whole year. Had swept NYU. They lost 2 early games to Emory. And, we were talking before the game, while the Spartans are ranked 7th in the country and NYU is nowhere near being ranked, it's not easy to win. Every game is a battle.
No, every game is a battle for sure, and these NYU Violets are 5-11, 0-2 in the UAA, but they're giving our Spartans everything they can handle today, and we'll see what Miss Hosey can do for us here in relief. She's done this before. Was a all UAA first team in 2022, all region third team in 2022. And she's ready to go.
So the pinch hitter, as we mentioned, is Very out of Iowa. And here's the pitch by Hosey, and she bunts it, and it pops up to Caitlin Lamb, but it's foul.
Hit the plate.
So Very hitting .083 on the year. She's appeared in 9 games. She started 10, 12 at bats, just 1 hit on the year. Then again, Candelaria only had 1 hit, and she doubled in her last at bat.
Yeah, so let's not jinx them again.
0-1's account. Runner on, and she gets down a bunt, and it's a good one. Barry picks it up and throws it to Gross, but it does her job and advances the runner.
Yeah, nicely executed bunt by
Now batting.
NYU.
12, Maddie.
So Maddie Hand up, NYU bench up, giving props to their teammate Very. So only 1 out, runner on third. Hosey in relief. Punch out would be quite helpful here for the Spartans. Hosey's pitch, and it's hit into left field. This should score a run. Rieger is back, and that's out of here. So NYU, that ball just got in the wind and kept carrying, and that's a 2-run homer for NYU, and that puts them up 5-3.
Yeah, she got all of that ball, and I sure did think it was going to stay. But as you say, might have gotten up in some wind, but it did sail. Cleared the fence easily.
So that's Maddie Hand's 4th home run on the year. She is the team leader for NYU.
And a rude greeting for Kylie Hosey.
Now batting.
So the Spartans are playing from behind for the first time since the first inning when NYU took a 1-0 lead. So just 1 out here. Mia Lemon stepping to the plate. 0 for 1 on the day. And that ball is popped to Gross, and she's under it and makes the play.
Hosey entered the game with a 2.17 ERA. Now that homer is going to hurt her.
So Emma Aridi steps to the plate, 0 for 2 on the day. Squibber to Gross, picks it up, throws it quickly, and she got her. Nice play by Kai Gross, and that will do it for NYU, but not before they score 2 runs on a 2-run home run. And going into the bottom of the 6th inning, it's the NYU Violets 5, Spartans 3. We'll be right back. So Bellarusso coming to the plate. So the Spartans down 2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jesse Worthman came in relief, and Bellarusso hits it and got by the first baseman, who tags the base, and a quick 1 out there for NYU.
Now batting, number 2,
Caitlin Lamb, the catcher, 1 for 2 on the day. Spartans eat some base runners, Eric.
They surely do. We're getting late in the game.
Here's the pitch, and it is ball 1.
The visitors have 6 hits.
And there's the pitch, and that's called strike.
The home run counts as a hit. Yeah.
Spartan bench is up, trying to get something going here in the 6th. And that pitch is outside. Two and one out here in the bottom of the 6th. Spartans trail 5-3. And Lamb pops it up in foul territory, and that's going to get out of play. Savannah Gazda is on deck for the Spartans. Worthman gets ready. Here's the pitch, and that's outside. Good eye by Lamb. So 3-2, 1 out.
Catcher tried to frame that up as best she could, but the umpire was right on top of it. Good call.
3-2, 1 out. And Lamb hits it into center field, and that's going to drop. So Caitlin Lamb with her second base hit on the day, and the Spartans are in business.
Nice single.
Now batting, number 8, Savannah Gazda.
So Gazda on the year does not have a home run, 2 RBIs. There's the pitch. Low and outside. Jagoda waits on deck for the Spartans at the top of the lineup. Here's the pitch. Outside. Good eye there by Gazda. Making Worthman work. Worthman 16 pitches so far in relief. Has given up 3 hits and not 2 innings of work yet. That's outside, so 3-0. Gazda really working the count here. Will likely be taking this pitch. Right down the center, 3-1. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. Good at bat by Gazda. And the Spartans with 2 base runners here and just 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning, Eric.
That's what we like to see. Breathe a little life back into us here and see if we can get the bat on the ball a couple more times and tie this up.
So Nyla is going to pinch run for Savannah.
Please. now running at first base for the Spartans, number 33, Nyla Durham.
Nyla from the Akron
Now
area.
batting for Case Western Reserve, number 13, Kella Jagoda.
So Kella Jagoda looking to drive home some runs. 2 on here for the Spartans. Runners on second and first, Lamb and Durham, as the Spartans get back to the top of their lineup with Kella. And that's a high pitch. NYU 5 runs on 6 hits, no errors. The Spartans 3 runs on 7 hits with an error. And that's a wild pitch, and that's going to put runners in scoring position. That ball eluded Candelaria. Big opportunity here for Kella.
Sure is. Second and third, 1 out. NYU's talking a little bit. I think they understand the importance of this next little pitch too, and the coach is going out.
Official mound visit, so Kella will huddle with her teammates down with Coach Henry. Only 1 strikeout on the day for NYU, and that was Kella Jagoda in her last at bat. So interesting situation here. What do you think Coach Henry is saying to the team, Eric?
You know, I think she's got to be hoping, I think is the right word, that we can just put together a little string. Every time we've moved forward 1 step, we've had a mistake. So let's see if they can play some clean softball here and get back on top of this game.
So 2-0, 1 out. The infield is in. Lamb at third, Durham at second. And here is the pitch. And that's called strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, infield is way in. Just a little poke and run scores.
Here's the pitch. And that's outside corner for a strike. Looked like a ball to me from here.
Well, you know, Michael, we're not too good at the ball
do we
strike
know?
calling
Right,
business
exactly.
from history, but boy, that did look outside from here too.
So evens the count at 2-2, 1 out. And here's the pitch. And she hits it foul. And the runners will have to go back. And that pitch is outside, so full count. Big at bat here for the Spartans in the bottom of the 6th as they're down 2 with runners in scoring position. Lamb at third and Durham at second. And here's the pitch to Kella, and that is outside. Great work in the count by Kella Jagoda. And that brings up one of your favorite players, Karen Potts.
Now batting, number 12, Karen Potts.
It's a big opportunity for Potts. 0 for 3 on the day. I think 3 groundouts to the second baseman, Eric.
That is exactly right, Michael, and it's a big moment for her. Freshman, very athletic, very composed. Obviously, competing in the national TV competition, you've got to keep your emotions in check. So, not the biggest time of her life for sure, but it would be wonderful for her teammates if she could come through here.
So there's going to be a pitching change, Eric. Carly Kluver entering the game for NYU. 3.36 ERA, 3-4 on the year. This is her 11th appearance. Typically a starter.
Number 20, Carly Kluver.
And that closes the book on on. Oh, sorry, you're right. Thank you. Does not close the book. I was just going to look at Worthman's stats. She faced 8 hitters, gave up 3 hits and 2 walks,
and is responsible for the 3 on the bases. So number is not going to have a great line.
So NYU going to their ace of their staff, their number 1 pitcher, and big situation here with just 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, Kluver 3.36 ERA. You might have mentioned that. Pitched 41 innings. Let's say she is their number 1 for sure. She's pitched 40% of the innings they've played. I have a feeling they didn't really want to have to use her this afternoon. Save her for tomorrow, but here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, now batting for Case Western Reserve, number 12, Karen Potts.
So here we go. Bases are juiced for the freshman Karen Potts, facing off against Kluver. Kluver's pitch, and Potts swinging, and she fouls it off. So Potts was coming up, ready to swing. And Kluver gets ahead in the count. So 0-1, 1 out. Bases are loaded. Lamb on third, Durham on second, Jagoda on first. And here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch right in there. So quickly goes to 0-2.
But that was a dramatically off-speed pitch, and it's really smart to hold up on that thing. There's nothing she could have done with that.
And here's the pitch, and that is up at her eyes. 1-2 the count on Ponce, left-handed hitter. Infield is in. Here's Kluver's pitch. Oh, and she hits it right in front of the plate. They throw it at home, and she makes the play. Good play by Kluver, athletic play, picking up the ball and just touching home plate. So bases stay loaded, but that's an important out for NYU.
Now batting, number 17, Kylie Gross.
It looked like it was almost in no man's land, but it was so close to the plate that Kluver's momentum just carried her right to home, and she was able to make the out.
Yeah, it all happened so quickly. I think the catcher didn't quite know to move out of the way, but they got it done, unfortunately. All right, 2 outs. Bases loaded.
So Kai Gross has been there before. One of the veteran leaders on the team, senior. Two down, they trail by 2. The base is still loaded. Off-speed pitch is in there. So 0-1 on Kai Gross. Here's the pitch. And that ball is in the dirt, 1-1. Good stop there by Candelaria.
It's interesting how different Kluver's style is to the 2 that we saw earlier, particularly Stone. It's very much more off-speed and a real sort of a drop pitch. It comes up and just settles.
Here's the pitch, and Kai hits it. Unfortunately, the second baseman, she bobbles it, and she has no play. Here comes a runner to home, and she's going to score. As soon as she touches home, she's safe. They're both safe. This will be interesting, Eric. If my eyes were correct, I think
Yep.
Jagoda did not touch home plate.
I think you're right, and I think she's going to be out because the other runner touched home plate first.
This will be
Very
interesting.
interesting.
This will be interesting.
I saw the same thing, Michael. I think they could take a run off the board.
Well, that'll do it for the inning. Unfortunately, the player that came behind her did touch home plate. Jagoda then tried to touch it afterwards. and this will be interesting.
And I think that makes Jagoda out, but let's let the experts decide here.
The umpires are going to talk it over.
Yeah, they don't see this every day.
Oh boy, Josie Henry's not going to be happy about this.
No. Now, you know, you do have to admit that you can't see home plate right now, for example, and the edges were covered by some dirt, so it's plausible the umpire would think Jagoda did put her toe on that left-hand side as we look at it at the plate.
She just came up a bit short. Her teammates were telling her to touch the plate, but then her teammate came behind her and
touched it first, yeah.
Yeah.
So I it's going to depend.
Actually, I think it was Durham. So it was Lamb scored.
Right.
Then Durham came behind, and Jagoda was behind her. All right, Durham was on third, right?
Right.
Because it was Potts, Durham, Potts,
Durham,
and
Potts,
Durham, Jagoda, Potts. Okay, so now they are still chatting. Okay. So this will be interesting.
Yeah, I think you're right. There needs to be an appeal. He's going to make a call right now. He's going to clean the plate off.
And no, nothing has been called. Wow, well, Eric, this may be
dodged a bullet on that, I think.
I think for the NYU fans watching at home, they're probably not happy. She may have touched it. I mean, it was just a sort of it's hard to see from up here, but so on an error, a double error, the Spartans down 2. Kai Gross clears the bases with 2 errors, so Spartans are up 6-5. That'll be interesting when our friend Eddie here cuts that tape. It'll be interesting to watch that replay to see exactly what happened.
It will be interesting. We've got a good camera view of it too. I mean, it was hard to see. I mean, whatever you think as you review the tape, of course, the umpires don't have the advantage of a tape play review here in Division III softball. So
it was interesting that the NYU coach. I mean, everything was relatively calm out there. It just seemed likely, just the way that was playing out, that it was going to be appealed and the run would come off the board. But that ball is hit by Stevie Rieger into the second baseman's glove. So that'll do it. So what an eventful inning. The Spartans get 3 on 2 errors with 2 outs in the bottom of the inning, and they take a 6-5 lead heading to the top of the 7th inning. And we'll be right back. So welcome back to Case Western Reserve University. Spartans up 6-5. Our friend Eddie from the Sports and Radio. We just watched the replay several times. Hard to tell up here. It looked like Kella Jagoda swept, might have touched it with the back of her foot. She tried to sweep it. Her teammate was trying to tell her to touch it, and then Potts actually came right from behind her. So, hey, the end result, Eric, is the Spartans score 3 that inning.
It scored 3 on a play with 2 errors and a tough call at the plate. Softball can be exciting sometimes. That was an interesting
that was
inning
exciting.
for sure.
That was very exciting. So we're in the top of the 7th inning. Hosey looking to close it out for the Spartans. And Nicole Cicchetti is up for NYU. And there's a ground ball to Potts. Fields it, throws it to first. A nice play. There's one out.
Russo put that glove the size of Montana to good use there. Scoop that.
Now batting, number 11, Margot Lesser.
Ball rolled up Potts a little bit there, but she recovered nicely. Nice throw. One out.
And this ball. So Lesser up. Spartans 2 outs away from getting out of this game with a win. There's Hosey looking to close it out. There's the ball as it sails up and in wide. So Lesser at the top of the lineup, 0 for 2 on the day. Claire Carson is on deck. And here's Hosey's pitch inside.
Houston's have a little trouble finding the plate. 2 outside on the right, 1 outside on the left.
It's a 3-0. 1-run lead. Here's the pitch. And that is ball 4 upstairs. Not what the Spartans were looking for there. As Lesser walks. And Claire Carson comes to the plate. So number 18.
Emily Barbary.
So pinch hitter for NYU. Emily Barbieri. Let's see how to. Barbieri. You had it right, Eric.
Hitting 188.
Barbary. So big situation here. A 1-out walk on 4 pitches.
For New York, number 18, Emily Barberi.
Emily Barberi is up. NYU has a base runner. 4 steals for Lesser. And Lamb throws it down and almost gets her safe on the play.
Nice throw.
So 1-0 for the pinch hitter. This has been a back and forth game all afternoon, Eric.
It sure has been. A lot of drama in the last inning.
And the second pitch is a strike called. So 1-1. Runner on first with some speed is Margot Lesser. Here's Hosey's pitch. Off-speed pitch, swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Hosey. Way out in front. So 1-2, 1 out. Top of the 7th inning. Spartans up 1. Here's the pitch by Hosey. And she hits it into left field. Rieger is there, and that's the 2nd out as she throws it into Gross. So 1 out away from a victory, but the best hitter on the
Now batting,
NYU team, Lizzie Smith, coming to the dish. So Lizzie 2 for 3 on the day.
That was what they used to call a can of corn for Rieger out there. She just had to hold up her glove and watch the ball fall into it, but we'll take that any day. 2 outs.
Here's the pitch by Hosey, and it is a strike on the outside corner. Lesser is on first. Here's Hosey's pitch, and she hits it to third to Barry. She gloves it, throws it across. That'll do it. The Spartans eke out a victory. Final score, Case Western Reserve 6, NYU 5. Eric, great game for the Spartans as they eke one out today.
Great game indeed. That's what you're going to take to be competitive in the UAA, and they pulled a victory out of a place that was hard to find. Great outing, and always good to be with you, Michael.
Enjoyed it. For anybody in Cleveland or watching tomorrow, we'll be back at it with Ron, Yance, and Sar on the call tomorrow, or just Sar. Just Sar, our great senior, will be on the call at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Eric, very much enjoyed being with you. Congrats to Coach Henry and the Spartans. And from Mather Park on the campus of Case Western Reserve University, Case Western Reserve University 6, NYU 5. Have a great evening.